Hello guys, welcome to my channel Chem Insider. So in today's class we are going to discuss about the last topic of solid state of class 12. So that is magnetic properties of a solid crystal. So the magnetic properties of a solid crystal depends upon the motion of electron around the nucleus and the rotation of electron on its own axis. As simple as we can consider our solar system. So the topic is magnetic properties of solid crystals. Magnetic properties. So as I said, the magnetic properties involved in a solid crystal depends upon the electrons, right? So let us consider this is our applied magnetic field B. So if this is our direction of our applied magnetic field, so an electron has two types of motion. One is the complete angular motion around the nucleus, and the other one rotation of electron in its own axis. Rotation around its own axis, right? So if we have applied magnetic field in this direction, so we observe two magnetic moments experiencing by the electrons present in a given atom. So those two magnetic moments are combined with one another to form our desired magnetic moment called Bohr magneton, which is given by the symbol mu B. This is called Bohr magneton. That is, an electron experiences a magnetic field in its revolution around the nucleus and its own rotation rotation on its own axis. So that two motion of magnetic moment is called, first one, this rotation or revolution around the nucleus is called the orbital magnetic moment, whereas the rotation of electron in its own axis is called the spin magnetic moment. So these two magnetic moments including one another is called as Bohr magneton, who is denoted by mu B, and its value is 9.27 into 10 to the power minus 24 meter square. So this is the value of magnetic moment experienced by an electron in an applied magnetic field. So now we are going to classify different types of substances into magnetic substances depending on how they are forming or reacting with the applied magnetic field. So there are 5 types of magnetic substances. One is paramagnetic substances. Second one, diamagnetic substances. Third one, ferromagnetic substances. Fourth one, antiferromagnetic substances, and the fifth one is ferrimagnetic substances. Paramagnetic substances, diamagnetic substances, ferromagnetic substances, antiferromagnetic substances, and the last one is ferrimagnetic substances. So for the first two are quite different when compared to the other three. So the first two, paramagnetic and diamagnetic, are explained on the basis of presence of unpaired electrons. So the magnetic properties of paramagnetic and diamagnetic substances are explained on the basis of unpaired electrons, whereas the other three, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic, are explained on the basis of domains. So what is this domains? Domains are the group of electrons of a substance which are arranged in such a way that particular group has particular type of direction of magnetic field. So direction of electrons in the absence of magnetic field. So we will discuss that about domains when we come to ferromagnetic. First we will discuss about paramagnetic and diamagnetic. So paramagnetic and diamagnetic substances are those which have either one unpaired electron or which don't have unpaired electrons at all. So for the paramagnetic substances are those which have at least one unpaired electrons present in it. So a paramagnetic substances is one which has one or more unpaired electron. It should have one or more unpaired electron. So paramagnetic substances are those which have one or more unpaired electron. So if you consider this as the direction of magnetic field, so this is the direction of magnetic field, the unpaired electrons of paramagnetic substances will be aligned in the direction same as that of the applied magnetic field. The unpaired electrons of the paramagnetic substances will be aligned themselves in the direction of paramagnetic substances, hence they are weakly attracted. They are not completely attracted towards the magnetic field, but they are just slightly attracted towards the magnetic field. That is because of its presence of one or more unpaired electron. But in case of diamagnetic substances, they will not have any unpaired electron. So they won't have unpaired electrons. So there is no unpaired electrons for diamagnetic substances. Since there is no unpaired electrons present, there will be no alignment of electrons in the direction of magnetic field. Therefore, these diamagnetic substances have magnetic moment mu b is equal to 0. Since mu b is equal to 0, if we apply a magnetic field, that means there is an opposite direction of magnetic moment induced by the diamagnetic substances. If we are applying some b, then it should be having some b value. If we get mu b as 0, that means there is an opposite force induced by the electrons or atoms present in the diamagnetic substances. Therefore, we can say that it has oppositely aligned themselves with respect to the direction of applied magnetic field. So therefore, diamagnetic substances are said to be as weakly repelled. They are said as weakly repelled substances. Diamagnetic substances are weakly repelled when compared to paramagnetic substances. Diamagnetic substances are weakly repelled. That's it. Next, for the ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic. Ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic. So for that, first we need to know about a term called domains. So what is this domain? So if you consider a particular solid crystal, it has multiple number of electrons. Let us say some electrons are aligned in this direction, some in this, some on the left, some moving towards right, some towards complete bottom, some moving rightly above. So it is not just one or two electrons, it has a sea of free mobile electrons. So all these electrons which are in the same direction, if there are some electrons present in this particular direction, those are all combined to one another to form a domain or a group. So that is a group of electrons which we can donate like this. So this is a group of electron which has alignment of electrons in this direction, and some domains will have direction in this manner, and some in this manner, some in this domain, some one moving up downwards, some moving upwards, some moving on the right, some moving on the bottom left, some such as like this. So these are all called domains of electrons, which are formed by grouping multiple electrons which are moving in the same direction. So these domains have different direction when there is no magnetic field. So that is, they are unmagnetized. When these domains are unmagnetized, they have directions in all respect. So all these domains are directed in different directions. So how we can define ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic with respect to these domains is that when on applying magnetic field, they should align in the direction of the magnetic field, or they should align themselves in the direction opposite the magnetic field, right? So there is only two chances. It should align directly in the direction of parallel to the applied magnetic field, or it should be unparalleled to the applied magnetic field. So depending on that basis, we classify ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic. So first, for ferromagnetic, if you are applying magnetic field for the domains of unmagnetized electrons, ferromagnetic substances align themselves in the direction of applied magnetic field. So if this is the applied magnetic field direction, if this is the applied magnetic field direction. So ferromagnetic domains which are in the unmagnetized condition, once magnetized, get themselves aligned in this pattern. So we can clearly say that ferromagnetic substances have all their domains arranged themselves parallel to applied magnetic field's direction. So therefore, since there is more number of electrons parallel to the direction of applied magnetic field, ferromagnetic substances are said to be very strongly attracted species by the magnetic field. So ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted by magnetic field. Whereas in case of antiferromagnetic substances, what we observe is there is equal alignment of parallel and unparalleled domains. Equal number of parallel and unparalleled domains arranging themselves with respect to the applied magnetic field direction. So that is, for every parallel domain there will be one unparalleled domain, such as like this. For every parallel domain we have an unparalleled domain. So this makes the antiferromagnetic substances the least attracted towards the magnetic field. Antiferromagnetic substances arrange the domains in the opposite order with equal number, causing them to neutralize with one another, resulting in zero attraction towards the applied magnetic field. So antiferromagnetic substances will not be attracted much when compared to diamagnetic by the magnetic field. Now for the ferrimagnetic substances, we observe parallel and unparalleled alignment of domains with respect to the applied magnetic field, but what's the difference between it and antiferromagnetism is the number of parallel and unparalleled domains will not be equal. That is, it will be a disordered arrangement of parallel and unparalleled domains, such as like this. So this is an unequal distribution of parallel and unparalleled domain alignment with respect to the direction of magnetic field. So these are the different types of magnetic substances. Paramagnetic substances, they have at least one unpaired electron which are aligned in the direction of magnetic field. Diamagnetic substances, they have no unpaired electrons, they are aligned opposite to the direction of applied magnetic field. Ferromagnetic substances have group of electrons named in a group called domains, and these domains are arranged themselves in a manner parallel to applied magnetic field. Antiferromagnetic substances, they have domains which are arranged in equal number of parallel and anti-parallel with respect to applied magnetic field, whereas ferrimagnetic, it has parallel and unparalleled domains but in a different unequal order. And further, these ferromagnetic substances, once they are aligned in this manner, after if we remove the magnetic field, they will be stay aligned in this manner itself. So therefore, ferromagnetic substances once aligned, they are completely magnetized, or they are said to be permanently magnetized. So if you ever get a ferromagnetic substance and if you magnetize it, they will completely permanently get magnetized itself and it cannot be demagnetized. Okay, so this is about the magnetic properties of solid states. So this ends the chapter of solid state, that is the first chapter of class 12. If you have any doubts, please do comment down below, and you can also mail me at my email ID which I have provided you in the description box. If you like the video how I am explaining these terms or topics to you, please do subscribe to my channel and share among your friends. Thank you for watching.